Hello, hello. Back again with another deck profile, this time for set 2. This is a deck I took to basically what was like a Halloween tournament gauntlet type of thing this past week, because there was a Halloween tournament on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and on Tuesday, all at 4 different stores. And this deck performed pretty well, I would say, but I can yap about that later. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I play reine-fest with Kobo Leader, who's going to get very blurry up here in the corner. For cheers, I think it's pretty standard. It's going to be 10 green, 4 red, 2 blue, 2 white, and 2 purple. For the main deck, for the Reines, it's going to be 7 unlimited debut, 1 collab debut, 2 of the healer first, 3 of the Daki first, 4 of the mascot searcher first, and then 4 seconds. For the modding package, 4 unlimited debut, 4 searcher first, and 4 seconds. For the support cards, 4 normal PC, 2 Titan, 4 Nautica, 3 Mikorane, 3 Idol's autograph pen, and then 1 techie, or 1 so that makes you my enemy. And then go ahead and pause the video if you want to review the deck list. I'm gonna start messing with the cards now, and just so I can avoid this glare of 1,000 suns in the corner over here. Alright, let's move on to the Yapping Phase. So, across the 4 tournaments of the new set, I played a total of 18 Swiss rounds. There was no top cut. Of those 18 rounds, I played against 5 reine-fest, 4 reine-Yuffie, 1 reine-Zeta, 2 Kanata Promise, 1 Pure Promise, 1 Mono Kanata, 1 Polka with all Yoshi, 1 Suisei, 1 Shion, and 1 Sora deck. And as you can see, I played against over half of these rounds were against some sort of Reine variant, so it's pretty much a Reine meta at the moment, especially with how hard the Kanata deck was hit. But yeah, similar to set 1 with Pekora Promise, I opted for the Yoshi with 6 lives. And playing through those 18 Swiss rounds, I think I do prefer reine-fest over the other variants. Initially, I was thinking of going with reine-Yuffie because I do like the consistency aspect of it. You know, being able to use all ESP, draw 4, being able to bloom from archive, and then using Yuffie to manage your cheers from early to late. But the trade-off is, you start with 5 lives, and you kind of need to collab a bit more to utilize Ollie's skill, or being able to have a secondary attacker to swing over a high HP member in center, or just using Yuffie because she needs to collab to fetch cheers from archive, right? And that could potentially open you up to getting double KO'd, and that could put you in a rough spot. But despite all that, I do think the reine-Yuffie deck is very strong. It's just that the reine-fest for me pushes ahead because they can tank the early game with 6 lives and play a bit slower in the early game, and then they're extremely strong in the late game as long as you get the pieces, you can set up modding, etc, etc. So I will probably be taking reine-fest to Bloom Cup and Bloom Cup DX in the next month or 2. About the deck list itself, though, I guess some notes about it are, first, Techie. This wasn't initially in the deck for me. I think I was playing 2 collab Reines initially, and then I dropped 1 for a Techie. And this card, I guess I felt the same way when I played this in the Pekora Promise deck, but this card is crazy good in the mid to late game. When you draw it super early, it's not very helpful. You wish you grabbed a draw card instead, but I went second a lot in these 4 Halloween tournaments, and the reason why I won a lot of them was because I was able to draw this card. It kind of mixes things up. It breaks the preparation that they're setting up. So in the mirror matchup, I would grab their modding right before they can enter that loop of do 50 fetch, do 50 fetch, right? And then it becomes a check of whether or not they have the resources to bring out the second Reine, the third Reine before they can get their another modding online. And this also saved me in the Kanata matchup because they started blooming in the backline, the like 1 or 2 first they found all game, and I was able to techie that out, so they would have no chance of, bringing out the second Kanata to take 2 lives, etc., etc. And then there are a few other situations where this is super helpful, but I think playing it at 1 is good enough. Like, it's tough finding space in this deck, so even though, it's at 1, you just have to hope to draw it. It can end up being hollow powered, and then you might not be able to play it at all. So it is what it is. I love this card though. I think it's so good. You have to play it at least at 1. But for cards that I am not impressed with, it is once again the gravity type card. So Idol's Autograph Pen. Had the same problem in Baccarat Promise. These look at top 4 and add Hollow Mem to hand. Man, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have bad luck with these, but 9 out of 10 times it's usually like C 2 to 3 support cards and then a Hollow Mem that doesn't really help, progress the board. And maybe it's just, skill issue or whatever. But I'm thinking of trying out maybe replacing at least 2 and trying out, Amazing PC, another limited card, and then a custom PC, which is not a limited card. And then the idea is basically to increase the consistency of fetching key cards to progress the board. So you really, really want Reine second by turn 3 and at latest 4. Because otherwise, I guess unless the opponent's also having trouble finding their higher blooms, it gets very hard to keep up. But like once you get the first one, then you can, enter the loop of fetching it from archive with Reine or with modding, etc., etc. And then the custom PC is essentially just for modding first, because you want to get that rolling, get that stacking as quickly as possible. And then of course you can also get modding first with Amazing PC, but if you have it in hand, then you just fetch the other one, right? So I think both of these at 1, just to slightly increase the consistency of fetching those cards, would be okay. As for this last one, I'm not entirely sure if I want to replace it with anything. I might just leave it at 1 and see how it goes. And then the other card that I'm thinking about replacing is the 4th modding second, because most games they ended around the 2nd or 3rd bloom of second modding. This potentially clogs your hand, so I'm thinking about removing it and maybe replacing it with, actually in this case, if I put in the PCs, maybe a collab Reine, because I do like its effect. And when you use Amazing PC, you can use this card to fetch it back from archive early. Another target for custom PC, although custom PC you're usually going for modding most likely to get that ball rolling. And then maybe I replace this one with another debut modding. Yeah, we'll see. I might just try out these changes here, leave 1 pen in, see how that goes. But yeah, that's the deck, my thoughts on it. I think this deck, even though I have issues with pen, it performed really well for me, and well, I'll say I was very lucky all 4 Halloween tournaments. So not only did I have some games where I drew very well, the games where I had like a very bad opening hand, it almost seemed like my opponent also had a bad opening hand in that same game. So at some point I was able to catch up, which was nice. And then, I guess fortunately for me, unfortunately for my opponent, it's only, at the time, it was only like two weeks that the set was out. And I know for sure there were at least 2 games that I 100% should have lost, but my opponent made a misplay, or maybe they just didn't see the play and they kind of let me go scot-free, maybe not take a life when they could have, and that allowed me to catch back up and take the game. So I'm not expecting that. For Bloom Cup, they're gonna be a lot more experienced by then, so we'll see how that goes when it comes around. But because of my luck and good fortune, I was able to grab quite a few firsts. Alright, so one of these is from the Baccarat Promise one. But the other 4 are from this past week when I was playing reine-fest, and the games were very close. I feel like most of my games were very close. There might have been like a few blowouts here and there, but I'm happy that they were, you know, not complete stomps. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get this far. I kind of went into the Halloween tournaments with a mindset of, you know, learning how to pilot the deck and trying to figure out, you know, what the weaknesses are, how you play against different types of decks with this, with reine-fest. I just did not expect that I'd end up undefeated at them. Yeah, not entirely sure what to do with these. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to know that it is not too late to get a streaming ticket for TOA Second Live, Second Solo Live. It's amazing, and if I'm not lazy, I'll maybe like put like a screenshot, a faded screenshot of how amazing it was. This really badass scene that there was, that she had. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.